Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here. Welcome to the biggest party of the summer. I say this in the middle of February, but yeah, here we are. We are at Summerslam in game. Big pay-per-view here. We've got all the representatives from Raw and SmackDown. We of course have the ladies that will be branching out to the Women's Revolution show. Of course, that debut will happen next week. We'll have the first show of that, as I say, on YouTube as well. But looking forward to a lot of big matches here, so much that we have 33 segments booked, taking up 400 minutes, and we also have an hour-long pre-show just over that. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. As I say, really got a bit of momentum again, so I feel like we should have a good show here, aiming to get into the low to mid-90s in terms of an overall show rating. But yeah, feeling good about it. As always, guys, I appreciate the support. Any likes, comments, and subscriptions are always deeply appreciated. I say if you do message, I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. And yeah, just keep supporting the rest of the community on the Fantasy Booker subreddit and the Grey Dog software forums. Let's kick into the show. 400 minutes, 37 segments, in total. Let's do this. So, we are in the Yankee Stadium. We just missed the 50,000 attendance mark. It was 49,716. And we start off a pre-show match between two unbeaten MMA specialists, but it was Matt Riddle who managed to defeat Jake Hager in 10-18 by submission with a guillotine choke. This, of course, was building up for a while. We teased the first matchup on the last video where it was just a double count out, but on this occasion, the win goes to Matt Riddle. A pretty decent B79. Riddle just with a lesser performance there, but overall, good start to the show on the pre-show. Next up, just a promo from Big E, just really hyping up the second breakup, so obviously I've had them break up before, of the New Day. Kofi going completely heel, and it is going to set up a triple threat match on the pre-show between the three members of the New Day. So B plus 84, solid promo from the babyface Big E. Match itself was okay. Pre-show bout that had some good wrestling and decent reaction from the audience, and a bit of a surprise victor was Xavier Woods. I've never really gotten any faith behind in this save, but maybe his time will come. He picks up the win over Big E and Kofi in 14:53 when he beat Kofi Kingston with a fast roll-up. So B80. Good to see they're all getting decent performances. Xavier a little bit down there, but again, we'll build him up. Worker improvements, Kofi improves 2 of them. And yeah, another good start to the pre-show. We then document 8 of our women that will be in the Women's Revolution, and it was a pre-show matchup that had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. It was the team of Kelly and English, Asuka, and Liv Morgan and Mandy Rose, the Blonde Bombshells, defeating Bayley, Becky Lynch, Toni Storm, Tessa Blanchard in 9:50 when Liv Morgan defeated Tessa by pinfall. She, of course, is a weak link because she's just newly re-signed. We'll build her up over time. At B-73, of course, she had the weakest performance there. Toni Storm with a 62 and a 60 for Mandy Rose, but overall, pretty good highlight of some of the women that will be kind of upper mid-carders to close to main event on that show. And a big match from guys that just didn't make the full card. 10-man tag. If you had this match in real life, I think folk would like how are half of these guys on the pre-show. But it was a good pre-show match that saw the heel team of Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeat the team of Grand Metalik, Shane Strickland, Paula Cruz, Kenny Omega, and Jeff Hardy in 13:30 when Zack defeated Apollo Cruz with the senior stretch. At B-77, a lot of good performances there, some poor, but yeah, it's just people at this moment in time, unfortunately. Creative, nothing for them. So straight into the main show, no pyro, just straight in, promo with Daniel Bryan. As I say, he's going to be taking on Adam Cole. Just basically was a matchup where the Revival jumped in with Daniel Bryan after a match against Cole. They all beat them down, and this led to the Revival against the Undisputed Era. But an 892 promo, show off their strong start. It got the crowd hotter, and the storyline gained heat. Match itself, it's an okay start to the night, maybe could have been a bit better, but it was about that had great wrestling and good heat. Adam Cole gets the win over Daniel Bryan in 1939 by pinfall with a flying crossbody. Got the crowd hotter, Adam Cole went 89, so a great performance from him. Bryan went 85. He's had a huge tank of his overness because he's put Cole over as much. But it's going to benefit the future star going forward. Just disappointed it was only a B plus 83. I would have expected that to get a little bit of a higher rating, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't know if it's maybe because we don't run Raw in the US in terms of television that some of the Raw stars may not be as over as they should be. Next up, promo from Dana Brooke. She's basically putting across her claim that she's going to be the champion going into the Women's Revolution show. She's going to be the main women's champion, and she's going to beat both champions. She's also going to beat Rhea Ripley and Paige, and it's going to be the Dana Brooke show. So 889, she came across as a real star. The match itself, let's see how it goes. B plus 83 as well. Okay, could have been better. I think it maybe the feud that we had going at this wasn't as over. But it was about to have some great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Paige defeated Charlotte, the talented Rhea Ripley, Dana Brooke and Nikki Cross in 1854, and Paige defeated Nikki Cross with Rampage. Paige wins the Women's Championship title and the SmackDown Women's title. The SmackDown one will be retired, and Paige will carry on as champion. The initial plans was going to be Rhea Ripley at one point, as stated in the comment section last week, but as soon as I wanted to go with the Women's Revolution after the product change, I felt like we need somebody strong to take the company on, and I felt it was Paige's chance. A bit of a worry when she got injured last week, but as soon as it was short term, yeah, I knew she was going to be going over. I was going to change it on the fly and admit that she was going to win last week until it was revealed as just a 2-day injury. So Paige is champ. 82 performance for her, a 78 for Nikki Cross, 88 Charlotte, 92 for Dana Brooke, and a 76 for Rhea Ripley. So a lot of younger talents, a lot of upside going forward. And it makes me look at that saying, if we had a proper bit of heat in that storyline, that may have even reached the A's. So if I had done the feud between Charlotte and Dana Brooke, there's a good chance. But hey, where it is in the card, more than happy with it. And after it, Miss Money in the Bank, Becky Lynch stares down the champ. Paige has got a gimmick that's getting stale, but an A91 nonetheless. Next up, a promo from The Miz. It's him against Randy Orton. We all know the feud between this one and The Miz is wanting that, just basically to reclaim his way back up into championship contention, as he has tailed a little bit off in recent months. So it's an A91 there. Their match breaks the B plus 83 score, and it was about to have superb wrestling and great heat that saw The Miz defeat Randy Orton in 2024 by using underhanded tactics. It was an A90. Both guys kind of similar in their performance. So far the show seems to be kind of passing of the guard, letting the other guys go over that not normally are at the main event. But yeah, Miz has been good, and I feel like we're properly going to go in with this push. Next up, promo with Jason Jordan. It's really just saying, he's fed up of, being overlooked. Dolph Ziggler was the same. They finally won the tag titles. Dolph Ziggler took the flip on him, but he decided, I'm going to keep pushing myself, challenging up these top tier wrestlers, and trying to make a name for myself in this business. So, of course, he hasn't Kurt Angle's son in this, so he's just kind of being a wee rookie, asking people for matches. This one was okay. It was about the hard, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. But he loses to the superior athlete, the Bulgarian Rusev, who defeats Jason Jordan in 15:52 by submission with the accolade. Makes his fourth defence of the European title. Getting good with Jordan now, up to a 79 in terms of in-ring performance to Rusev's 85. There will be the push for Jason Jordan eventually, but again, just slowly but surely. Storyline wasn't over as much, so possible that could have reached maybe a 90. But yeah, still decent. Next up, we've got the greatest tag team of all time, Mojo Bojo. Basically going to say they're going to end this feud with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt and get their careers back on track. Mojo needs some victories. Bo Dallas is now Money in the Bank. They're certainly in a lot better position than they were. Could this be one match too far for them? The answer is, of course not. It's a match that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Mojo Bojo defeat Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt when Mojo defeated Bray by pinfall. Disappointed don't get a B78, but it is what it is. Bo's going to be easy to get back over. Mojo's proven not as easy, but he picks up the win here. He had the weakest performance in the match, and yeah, it's a good upper mid card feud. It is a storytelling match as well, but Mojo Bojo will move on, and we'll try and find something new for Bray and Braun. As per where we're going with this now, a little angle with Elias, just basically him singing away. Slowly but surely we'll keep building him up with these kind of segments, probably for another month or two before we put him into in-ring action. So C62 in a good spotlight is who wants to walk with Elias. Promo from AJ Styles, B+84, he is getting stale. Basically, he's accepted the open invitational for the Cruiserweight Championship, so he's going to come down to face Tommaso Ciampa alongside a few others. Ciampa, ever since the incident where we sacked Austin Aries on video, has been dominant as champion. Now six guys, including Ciampa, will compete for the Cruiserweight title. Match itself was okay, a B81, no storyline attached to it really. A decent matchup saw Tommaso defeat AJ Styles, Ricochet, Rich Swann, Chad Gable, and Manny Andrade in 14:54 when Ciampa defeated Andrade with the Project Ciampa, making his sixth defence of the Cruiserweight title. Weak link was Rich Swann with 63, everyone else with low 20s, because AJ is obviously suffering from physical decline, right up until an 88 for Ciampa. There's definitely room for everyone to improve. AJ is going to be good for promos, but in-ring work will no way as good now, so might need to put him in a tag team. But yeah, perfect. Done its job. And yeah, good one again for Tommaso Ciampa. After the matchup, Manny Andrade obviously is pinned, gets to his senses, and takes a bit of a temper tantrum. It's obvious where this one's going. As I say, it'll be documented in the next couple of episodes. This will be the transformation from Manny Andrade to Cien Almas. So B+, 88. Next up, before their tag team matchup, we've got the Revival attacking the Exiles backstage, leaving them down and out as they want to become tag team champions. B+ 83. It's just a case of the Exiles had a few title shots, won the titles, and the Revival have just been bitter ever since. The matchup itself actually was really poor, which is quite surprising, because I think this match would be, let's be honest, quite insane in real life. But as it is, this is the WWE after all. Decent matchup. The Exiles do defeat the Revival, Young Bucks, and Red Dragon from the Undisputed Era in 15-12. Red Dragon went first, then the Revival, and then Fergal Devitt's friends, the Young Bucks, went out in the final elimination. The Exiles make the third defence of the World Tag Team titles. Couple of 70 performances in there from the champs. Scott Dawson pretty poor as well. MVP seems to have been Matt Jackson. Overall pretty good though. Few skill improvements, and yeah, got a pretty stellar tag division. Next up, we're hyping up for a big matchup, Raw vs SmackDown, Rollins vs Black. They've just been teasing who's going to be the better brand. Disappointing B79. Matchup was okay. I feel like because Black's took a hampering in his overness, that's why he's kind of suffered, not being as good as it should have been. But superb wrestling bout nonetheless with great heat, and Aleister Black gets the victory over Seth Rollins in 1941 with the end of the line. Pretty good, both guys with good performances there. I'm intrigued to know what cost this, pretty much because it was two baby faces, so that's fair enough. So if maybe one of them was heel, we could have had that to maybe an A. Overall, still pleasing where it is in the cards. Next up, promo for Samoa Joe. He's hyping up the US title match, B+ 88. He said, you know, he should be United States champion. Kota Ibushi win, it was a fluke. Basically a multi-man match that Joe was involved in. Now he's going to get his one-on-one match, and he's going to win the title. Matchup was superb. It was great wrestling, great heat. And Ibushi does defeat Samoa Joe in 1921 with a 630 senton, making the third defence of the US title, adding to its prestige. A90 is good. Very good performances to be had by both workers, and Bushi getting better in performance. yeah, well, negative was the match. Could have went a little bit longer, but this show's already about 7 hours, so yeah, kind of just left it at that. Next up, we're hyping up our massive champion versus champion winner takes all match. Yep, this is how far down the card it is, but we do have another couple of matches that should steal the show, and it's just Cena saying how he was taken out for a couple of months, but he's going to show that he is the man around here, and you know he's still got it as the greatest superstar of all time. Wait, 17 world title reigns. So A91 for Cena. Hype video showing up his whole career, really promoting the fact, you know, this could be the night John Cena just makes history. 18-time world champion when he had in the Universal title as well. Proper big match feel. And the match delivered, it was a fantastic heat with great wrestling, but it saw Fergal Devitt defeat John Cena in 23:51 when Brodus interfered and Devitt used Shingata's Prince's Throne. Devitt makes a fourth defense of the Universal title. He wins the WWE Championship, so he has both championships to his hand, and that is an A94. Cena was tiring. Nikki Bella did some good work at ringside. For some reason, she's still upset as his manager, but hey, we could add to that whole thing. You've got a Behemoth on the other side of Brodus, Nikki at the other side. Obviously, John's got the negative of physical decline, puts his performance into 75. Devitt with 95. You can just say he carried this match, carried John to something incredible, and yeah, a few negatives, declining, inconsistency, and stamina. So honestly, this could have been possibly into the 95s, 96s, but still very good from those two. Interesting to see where that storyline goes going forward. After the matchup, basically because he's cheated, Devitt makes a sprint for it, and Cena chases him, but Devitt runs away with 2 titles just to add to the story, and a B78. Next up is a promo for the Velveteen Dream. Yep, he's actually going on after that championship match. It's an 89 promo. This storyline's been interesting. He has been facing Neville. Neville flicked a victory over Roman Reigns to the Intercontinental title because of Dean Ambrose interference. So Velveteen Dream says he's not only just going to beat Neville, he's going to become the Intercontinental Champion. And their match was incredible. It was a superb wrestling match with Velveteen Dream defeating King Neville in 1910 with a power line, and the Velveteen Dream has won the Intercontinental title. What a rise this is in a short space of time, and properly put faith in the character. We'll show his popularity after this match, just how much it's improved in a short space of time. But let's just note, A93, E89, that's him off his game. So that could have been even better. Neville 187 is still fantastic as well, and the Velveteen Dream gets better. His gimmick, but incredible. A great Intercontinental Champion. It was a good way to move the championship belt from Roman to Velveteen Dream through Neville, so it rewards Neville with another accolade on top of his Cruiserweight Championship and Classic wins. But yeah, it was all about getting that title on Velveteen Dream. And after the matchup, Neville says this isn't over, floors Velveteen Dream, and takes the IC title with him. Velveteen Dream came across well, and the rating was an A90. But we move on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It was a SmackDown dominated show to end it. The Usos cut a promo saying, you know, they are the best tag team there is. They are going to show this by beating all the others in this one, and it is an A89 promo. This is of course going to contain the Usos, Zayn and Kevin Owens, the Masters of Wrestling, Cesaro and Chris Hero, and the new tag team of Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Unreal that this has actually got as good as I thought it would. The last match, the triple threat match, was good. I thought we can make it even better by adding in Kazarian and Daniels, but it shows how over our tag division is in terms of popularity and work ethic. They had superb wrestling and good heat. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeated the Masters of Wrestling, the Usos and Kazarian and Daniels in 2032 when Kevin Owens defeated Cesaro by pinfall with a package piledriver. KO and Sammy make the 5th defence of the tag titles. You get 2 teams in there with great chemistry. Zayn with a 95 performance, Owens with 100, Cesaro with a weak 81 is incredible. Jey Uso brings out a 100 performance. And even Kazarian and Daniels just fantastic by all. A couple of skill improvements, but again, this has just shown how great our tag division is on the SmackDown roster, and it keeps Owens and Zayn away for the world title, where there's no real plans for them at this moment in time. Next up, we're heating up to our main event, and then Dean Ambrose just says he cost Roman Reigns his Intercontinental title, and he's going to make sure he walks out here with nothing. He knows that Roman was really wanting a match at WrestleMania. He gets his match tonight, but Ambrose is going to show he's still the man. And the match wasn't as good as I was hoping. I actually expected this to blow out a 100, but it is what it is. A bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat saw Roman Reigns finally capture the World Heavyweight title when he defeats Dean Ambrose in 36-29. Is it maybe the length of the match that killed it? But we had to make it a big spectacle to end the show. Roman with 96, Dean with 95. Let's have a look here. Low heat, so if that had heat behind it, I was quite surprised at that, then maybe that would have been much higher than it was. But still, an A91 is fantastic regardless. And of course, we end the show with Roman celebrating to the crowd. Well, they'll cheer him in this because he's over. So B88 and Roman Reigns came across as a star. So we end the show A92 and increase their popularity in 15 regions. So exactly what we wanted. Let's be honest though, if we put that tag match as the main event, I think we knocked it out the park with a fantastic 95-96. But overall, no point in being disappointed. Anything that's in A is always a positive. So a great show there. In fact, as much I think our lowest segment is Elias. So absolutely fantastic for everyone. It shows how strong a roster we've got, and it's only going to get stronger and stronger. So let me know what you thought of that, guys. Who you feel should be getting pushes going forward, anything you disagreed with, are you quite happy with how the shows are going? And I think we'll praise Velveteen Dream and Neville for their performance, but I'm also going to praise Dana Brooke because she was complaining that she wasn't going over, so yeah. So Dream's pleased, Neville's pleased, Dana's pleased as well. So we'll move into September now. It's going to be a chance for me to create the Women's Revolution roster. We've already got the show sorted to who's going to be on it in terms of the show set up as well. So it's just really moving workers over from everywhere. So let's have a wee look. So the show was awesome, fantastic reviews. That's a good start. I don't think there's anything there that really affects us at all. New champ in ICW, Bubblegum. End of Days 5, Baron Corbin will have a word with Darren Young. Start of the night, Hard Justice as well for TNA. Yoshitatsu, the main man. But we'll quickly dive through this. Jason Jordan wants a better push, that's fine. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams is back from injury. First everywhere in the national battle. Confirmed signing of Ronda Rousey, so she'll make her debut on the show in midweek. Let's have a look. 4.96, so a good pay-per-view buy rate. Whoa. Brodus is unsafe, mate. That's your bodyguard. Bo Dallas doesn't like Nick Jackson. Ambrose doesn't like Brodus. Will Ospreay doesn't like Nick Jackson either. Wow, what a heat on him. I'll fix the stuff. I'll do Jason Jordan just now, but I'll keep those notes there. A lot of people are a wee bit unhappy from not being on the main show, which is mental because Zack Sabre Jr. was on this is for the 750 celebration. That's cool. I'll just throw money at people because we made 15.5 million profit there, so there's big money that can be thrown about to keep people happy. Not a great way to fix it, but it is what it is. So, two things we'll chase is Jason Jordan wants to get a better push, so he's up to 70 over. So, Eddie's the quest will let him become a upper mid-carder. But we're going to end the show, or at least the episode, showing you the increase of the Velveteen Dream. So that's not bad, 78 over, some places even an 86 in the tri-state area. But it's when you look at this. November last year he was at 33 over. You could even argue 24 at the start this time last year. 43 over. The push didn't really begin until May. and in that time doubled his overness pretty much to become the champ of the Intercontinental Division, and it's only going to get better for him. He is only 24, so the sky is the limit for Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. As I say, we will be back next week with the female show, the Women's Revolution, their first show, and then it's a September pay-per-view, just one. As I say, it is a Joe branded one, or now be tri-branded, and it will be the Night of Champions. Before we then dive into the likes of Hell in a Cell, No Mercy, our various tournaments that we'll do over the month of October and November in game, like we usually do. So it'll be the case of, if I just try and find them, they should be down the bottom, if I'm right in saying. So we'll have another Mae Young Classic, Tag Team Invitational, of a World Grand Prix, and another Cruiserweight Classic, all to come very soon. But cheers for watching, guys. Any predictions for those tourneys? Let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully see you next time for the premiere episode of the Women's Revolution. Bye bye.